Hello. It's the weekend and I'm out enjoying my walk, and as always so many ideas come to me, and I decided I wasn't going to wait until I got back. I was just going to have this discussion right now. Hello, make sure you let me know when you're on. This is probably a topic that most people ponder at different times, and what's prompted this today is I have time on my own again today. I'm really lucky that I get, my children don't live with me anymore. Dave's gone fishing for the day, and so I have this time on my hands to be able to do whatever I want. Hey Lisa, hey Britt, and so I do a lot of thinking, and one of the things that come up for me today is that wow, once upon a time, I really struggled when I had time on my own, because I used to have to fill it with stuff. I used to have to try and be busy because the thoughts that would come would not always be good ones. And so the sign, or that telltale sign that you really don't have your shit together, i.e. there's still stuff that you need to work on, is that you can't spend time on your own without finding a way to be busy. So if you avoid time on your own, and that's going to take on so many different manifestations. So, busy work, being so busy in your business that you don't have time to think of, the stuff that you need to deal with. That's great, Lisa. If you're busy chasing, and you actually don't want to pause because you're worried about, having time on your hands, that's a sign that stuff needs to be worked on. And, I'm 48 on my next birthday. I've been on this planet a very long time. And, stuff will continue to come up. I've got headphones on and there will be a little bit of wind. As I say, I've been on this planet a very long time now and have dealt with a lot of different things in my life. But stuff is always going to pop up, but it's small things now, stuff that I just need to deal with quickly. And so for you, if you are really struggling and you feel like, your business is a constant push or a constant chase, or something that you're doing to avoid spending time on your own, if you find that you can't just sit in a room with yourself, that's a sign that stuff really needs to be worked on. Through my years, I've had to work on stuff like, sexual abuse, domestic violence, abandonment issues when my father left, dealing with teenagers that had issues, going through divorce, going through financial struggles, injury, surgeries. There's just been a whole lot of stuff. And, sometimes it can feel really overwhelming. Being a single mum, finding out I was pregnant, after leaving my husband and having a baby on my own, all that sort of stuff. Hey, Stacey. Hey, Belinda. There's always stuff. But now I'm really happy to sit in a room and spend time in my own company, and I don't fear what thoughts are going to come up. If I'm dealing with anything, say something's, popped up that's, something to do with business or something to do with one of my kids or something else, I work through it immediately. I work through it. I can't just sit there and let it gather dust or gather momentum, because I know what that's going to do to my head, and I like to be able to sit in my own company without any fear of the thoughts that are going to come up. So for me, that's journaling. And I had a lovely lady, one of my journaling ladies in my journaling program. She posted the other day that, or a couple of days ago, that she's been too scared to journal in case she I can't remember exactly why, and I'm not saying that this is necessarily the case for her, but sometimes as well, when we I'm sorry that the signal's so bad. It must be the wind. But if you can't sit still, just a journal, even if you can't get your thoughts down on paper and they're things that are worrying you, then that's a sign that stuff's got to be dealt with as well. I'm just going to turn around and see if the wind is any better. I'll just hide in a little. I'll just sit away from the... Maybe that's better. Hopefully that's better. Perfect for you. Okay, so it must just be random. Okay. All right, don't need to worry about that then. so if you can't sit down with a journal, if you're anxious about sitting down with a journal, it's because you're worried about the things that are going to come up and having to deal with them. But, let me just tell you that the fear and worry about dealing with things is usually a lot worse than the actual dealing of things. And so, as I say, little things pop up from time to time. You can have a misunderstanding with somebody. Little things like that can pop up, but to me they're so small now. But when you are in a place of overwhelm, because you are dealing, there's a lot of unresolved stuff that you're not dealing with, those small things stack on top and they feel insurmountable when really it's just a small thing, a small tiny thing. So just really important to spend that time with yourself, and that's why I really invite it now, because I know for sure, if I've got a day or a couple of days on my own and it's on the weekend, and I, typically don't like to work on the weekends, I just, it's a line that I drew in the sand for myself, unless I really feel like it. But typically I'll take that time off because I think it's healthy to do that. But I welcome that time on my own because it's a way for me to really see, is there anything showing up? Is there anything I'm avoiding? Is there any stuff that I need to work through, or am I okay? And today I'm okay. I feel amazing and feel very at peace with the choices that I've made in my life and the way my business is headed and the relationship that I'm in, and feeling very grateful for all of that stuff. And it certainly wasn't like that all the time. It certainly has not been like that my whole life. I used to avoid, I journaled a lot as a kid, and then I went through a few years where I just couldn't even look at it because I didn't want to deal with stuff. And then there were times when I couldn't be on my own, and there were times when I would work myself into the ground because I didn't want to have to stop, because if I stopped then I'd have to face things and deal with things. And we all make decisions and choices that we're not necessarily proud of. I remember when my kids were younger, even though I was working from home, sometimes I didn't give them the attention that they deserved because I was so wrapped up in getting my business off the ground. I have regrets about things like that, but I've had to just journal on that stuff and forgive myself and have those conversations with my kids and fix it, so we're okay. And that's what life is. It's a constant cycle, I think, of just checking we're okay, checking that we're not avoiding anything, and then checking that we're not running from stuff. If you see somebody that's so busy and so flat out that they don't want to stop, and you're looking at them thinking, oh, something's going to happen soon, usually it's because they're avoiding something, not always, but a lot of the time. And it's so important to just keep checking in with ourselves and making sure that we really are okay, and that we're not avoiding anything that really needs to be dealt with. Sometimes it's shitty and it's hard, dealing with the fallout from domestic violence and how that impacts your relationships and how that impacts the way you feel about yourself, and all those sorts of things. That's heavy going. And it's the same with all of that stuff, domestic violence, sexual abuse, anything to do with any of that stuff. Belinda said, I'm journaling again today, day 2, and is flowing. That's awesome, Belinda. That's great to hear. Just write that shit out of your system is what it comes down to. I have got, volumes and volumes of journals, and that's what's helped me get through and to be a pretty sane person at peace with herself. And for many, many years, I can remember that on the top of my goals list, it was to be at peace, to be at peace. I used to write it all the time. And today I'm at peace, and I feel really good about, as I say, the decisions I've made in my life, who I am. I really like myself. I really love my business, and I love the community that I have around that, and I love the way that I serve them. There's always room for improvement in every part of our lives, but I think so long as we're always moving forward and we just keep that self-awareness open so that we can be dealing with stuff as it comes up, so that you don't end up with a whole bunch of crap there that needs to be dealt with. For me, one thing pops up, 2 things pop up, I deal with them, I move through them, I move on, and that's it. I can sit in a room on my own without a pen and paper, or without a computer, or without a phone, or without the music going, and I actually feel really good about it. And to me, that was a huge life goal, and it feels amazing to be able to tick it. And I want for you to have that too, because if you can do that, if you can sit quietly and actually be okay with all that stuff, then, I don't know, isn't that what enlightenment is supposed to be? Or, at least your version of that. that's what we all want, to be at peace and to be really happy with who we are and the decisions that we've made and the impact that we're having on the people around us. Anyway, that is it. I'm going to keep walking. I'm reading at the moment. I'm going to do a bit of a review on it. I'm listening to it as I walk along, and it's not the first time I've listened to this book, and I've read it as well, and I love it. It's Barbara Stanny's Sacred Success, and it just fills me with so much passion for the work that I do, and the way that she speaks about, it fires me up so much, because she does talk about the underlying crap that women have to deal with and our conditioning. And a lot of the time it is so insidious that we don't even see it coming. It's the differences between the way men and women are treated and the way that, girls are conditioned to think compared to how boys are conditioned to think. And oh my God, it fires me up. And I'm listening to her right now, and she's got so much wisdom. So if you have not listened to her, that Audible yet, or read that book, it's Barbara Stanny, and it is Sacred Success. Just go and get it. As I say, it fires me up even more and more about helping women to really get out of their own way, claim their power, and really go for it, and remove all the blocks that are in the way, because at the end of the day, that is what's standing between you and success, nothing else. It's removing all of that crap, removing all of the blocks, which is really what I'm talking about today. So as I sit here today at the start of February, I've had some amazing success in the last few years, and I've been removing obstacles one at a time. I've been doing the work. I've been journaling the hell out of things. And, to sit here on this hill talking to you guys, feeling amazing and knowing that there's nothing at all standing between me and the next level of success. I've had issues with my kids that I've had to deal with and things like that. And we've worked through that stuff. My kids are both doing really well at the moment, and it's kind of like, and also, I'm in the most amazing relationship. And I woke up this morning next to Dave, feeling very grateful and totally in love. And, I never take that for granted as well. That was a big thing in my life too. But, I feel poised. I feel really ready to be able to just take that leap to the next level and just really go for it without any hesitation whatsoever. And, I do that with my clients all the time. I show them what's possible, and I try to live it every day myself. But sometimes we can't see, sometimes we get a little bit short-sighted for what's possible for ourselves. But, girls, you have everything within you right now to be able to go to that next level. And, anything that's hanging around from your past, deal with it, journal the crap out of it, and just clear the way so that you have, free thinking space, and there's nothing holding you back, because 2017 can be your year as well. All right, guys, much love. Bye.